going to be cutting these boards down to length with the jigsaw, but I'm cutting them very oversized, and I'll get a much more accurate cut down on my table saw. Alright, I'm going to drill some pocket holes on each end of the longer sides of this frame so I can attach the sides like so. A slight problem. These pocket screws are just a little above the surface, so this will never sit perfectly flush on both ends. So to deal with that, the spot where it touches, I'm just going to sort of hog out with a straight bit. Problem solved. The back side of this, and since this is not going to show, I don't really have to be as fancy with this one, so I'm just going to tack a 1x6 down to cover this middle spot. pieces that I just cut down are actually edge banding to cover up the odd looking edges here from these boards tacked down to the back. And I'm just going to attach these with my nail gun and some glue. Pre-stained wood conditioner before I stain this wood, and what pre-stained conditioner does is it'll prep the surface to better accept the wood stain, and it'll make it look a lot cleaner and not so blotchy and uneven. Now I'm going to apply several coats of spar urethane, mainly because this will protect against water and weather. Like a sponge, pretty much. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's super soft. It's weird. Yeah, it's just literally falling apart. For this project. Thank God. That has been on my to-do list for a very long time. I think you guys saw earlier in the video the planter that used to be there. That was a perfect example of my woodworking skill about 4 years ago. I mean, I really did not have any skill. That was so hacked together. I remember I was just using spare 1x3s and I didn't have one long enough to cover it. So I took like these little metal connectors with these 2 screw holes on either ends to attach 2 together. No wood glue, nothing. And I just sort of piled the whole thing together. On top, I had 2 1x3s just stacked on top. Nothing was holding it besides screws, and they were very few of them. I was actually kind of surprised at how easy it came apart, though. I could probably just lightly tug it and the whole thing just would have fallen apart. So this one I'm hoping will last a lot longer. And remember, always on an outdoor project, finish is key. I think that if you don't have a good, strong finish on there, it will not hold up to weather as well as if you put on a nice finish. Again, I used spar urethane. I put on 2 coats on it. That was what I saw on the back of the can. It said 2 to 3 coats, so I was like, okay. Assembling this was kind of a pain in the butt. I started off just tacking the sides together with nails, just from my nail gun with some wood glue, but the wood glue wasn't bonding because it had a finished surface. So when I tried to move it out here with my sister, it was just falling apart. The sides were coming apart. And originally there was this little pipe there that I had to get around to get the box set up. So I cut a section out and I just screwed that back in with pocket screws. But I ended up just blowing off the whole backside anyways because it was just falling apart. And I went back and I drilled some pocket screws in several different screw holes. And I just sort of piled the thing together like that. And that is pretty strong now. I honestly think the hardest part about this project was probably taking apart the old one and having to shovel all of that dirt out, because that really took a long time and my back is really sore now. But other than that, I think you don't really need to have a table saw and fancy pocket hole jig to do this. Of course they do help, but I'm pretty sure you can get through this whole project with just a circular saw and a drill. And I did the design of mine like I did because I was interested in tongue and groove joinery, and I was going to do that for all of this middle section here. And looking at it, I thought it'd probably be really hard, and this was just pine, and I didn't think that the tongues would hold up that well. I think they kind of break over time. So I ended up just cutting boards and screwing them to the back just to give it like a mock-up tongue and groove joinery. Well, I think it came out really well. I'm very happy with this, actually. It's a beautiful day, so it was a good day to do this. Outdoor project done. And of course, the second that this was finished, me and my mom got out here and planted all the flowers, so hopefully those are growing nicely. And I'd like to thank you for watching this episode and spending the day with me in my workshop. That's what I built this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did. I post new woodworking videos every Friday, so right down there's going to be a button to subscribe. Please click that button. That will help me out a lot. Alright, and I'll see you guys next Friday.